Hello everyone, welcome to another series of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day practice question. Question was, recently world's oldest sequence of DNA is discovered in which of the following region? Atacama Desert, Chile, Rockies Mountain, North America, Greenland, Denmark, or Western Ghat, India. The correct answer is option C, Greenland, Denmark. Recently, a core of ice-age sediment from northern Greenland has yielded the world's oldest sequences of DNA. Hence, option C is correct. The 2 million-year-old DNA samples revealed the now largely lifeless polar region was once home to rich plant and animal life. It includes elephant-like mammals known as mastodons, reindeer, hares, lemmings, geese, birch trees. It describes the rich plant and animal presence in the 𝐃𝐫𝐤𝐬 formation in the Peary land of northern Greenland. It is now a polar desert. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, with reference to the District Mineral Foundation, consider the following statements. 1. It was instituted in 2017. 2. It is a not-profit statutory trust. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Recently, the details of fund collected under District Mineral Foundation by different states was put forth. In 2015, the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 was amended and District Mineral Foundation, that is DMF, was instituted. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The DMF is a not-profit statutory trust for every Indian district affected by mining-related operations. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option A is correct. DMF works for the interest and benefit of persons and areas affected by mining-related operations. It helps in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri �ခ𝐤 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬 Yojana. Next question is, which of the following is not a part of the bilateral mechanism for flood mitigation with Nepal? Joint Engineering Committee, Joint Ministerial Level Commission on Water Resources, Joint Committee on Water Resources, or Joint Standing Technical Committee. The correct answer is option A, Joint Engineering Committee. Recently, information related to flood mitigation with Nepal was given by the Minister of State for Jal Shakti. Several transboundary tributaries of Ganga Basin system like Sarda, Ghagra, Rapti, Gandak, Burhi Gandak, Bagmati, Kamla, Kosi, etc. originate from Nepal. India has been consistently cooperating with Nepal for deriving mutual benefits like drinking water, power, irrigation, flood control from these rivers through various bilateral agreements and treaties. The India-Nepal bilateral three-tier mechanism comprises of Joint Ministerial Level Commission on Water Resources, Joint Committee on Water Resources, and Joint Standing Technical Committee. Hence, option A is correct. As a non-structural measure for flood management, flood forecasts are formulated and issued for rivers common to Nepal and India. It was created using meteorological and hydrometeorological data available through the website of Department of Hydrology and Meteorology, Nepal. These data are updated on hourly basis during monsoon season. Next question is, recently the term Hoochinoo was in the news. It is related to folk dance, cuisine, local wind, or tribe. The correct answer is option D, tribe. Over 30 people have died in a huge tragedy in the Saran district of Bihar where alcohol is prohibited recently. Hooch is a commonly used term for poor quality alcohol. The term is derived from Hoochinoo, a native Alaskan tribe that was known to produce very strong liquor. Hence, option D is correct. Unlike branded liquor, which is produced in factories with sophisticated equipment and rigorous quality control, Hooch is made in more crude settings without any quality checks. It is near impossible to tell whether Hooch is safe to consume before actual consumption. Alcohol is produced using two basic processes, fermentation and distillation. When heated, yeast reacts with sugar from grain, fruits, sugarcane, etc. to ferment and produce a mixture containing alcohol. Distillation is the process of physically separating the alcohol from the rest of the mixture using evaporation and condensation. Next question is, in the context of the sports, the Jules Rimet trophy is associated with which of the following sports? Polo, football, golf, or billiards? The correct answer is option B, football. Recently, Argentina won the FIFA World Cup in Doha. The original World Cup trophy was called the Jules Rimet Trophy in honor of former FIFA president Jules Rimet. From when the first World Cup was held in 1930 to 1970, the trophy made of gold-plated sterling silver weighed 3.8 kg and was given to the champions. Hence, option B is correct. Back then, FIFA had a rule in place that allowed countries which won the World Cup 3 times to keep the original trophy. Thus, Brazil took home the Jules Rimet Trophy after their third title in 1970. In 1983, the Jules Rimet Trophy that Brazil took home in 1970 was stolen. Earlier in 1966, ahead of the World Cup hosted by England, it was stolen during a public exhibition in London. Nowadays, the winners receive a gold-plated bronze replica of the trophy and are not allowed to take home the original. Next question is, which of the following best describes the Cryomesh? Converting the company to green production methods, it is used to freeze coral larvae, preservation of Arctic snow, or filtration of harmful gases. The correct answer is option B. It is used to freeze coral larvae. Recently, scientists working on Australia's Great Barrier Reef have successfully trialed a new method for freezing and storing coral larvae. They said it could eventually help rewild reefs threatened by climate change. Cryogenically frozen coral can be stored and later reintroduced to the wild, but the current process requires sophisticated equipment including lasers. Scientists say a new lightweight cryomesh can be manufactured cheaply and better preserves coral. In a December lab trial, the world's first with Great Barrier Reef coral, scientists used the cryomesh to freeze coral larvae at the Australian Institute of Marine Sciences, or AIMS. The coral had been collected from the reef for the trial, which coincided with the brief annual spawning window. Hence, option B is correct. Next question is, consider the following regarding measures taken to control black carbon emissions by the Government of India. 1. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. 2. Shifting from BS4 to BS6 norms for fuel and vehicles. 3. Ethanol blending. Select the correct option using the code given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. Recently, Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change talked about black carbon emissions in the Rajya Sabha. He said government has taken several measures to control black carbon emissions. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana promoting use of cleaner household cooking fuels, shifting from BS4 to BS6 norms for fuel and vehicles from 1st April 2020. Network of metro rails for public transport has been enhanced and more cities are covered. Introduction of cleaner or alternate fuels like gaseous fuel, CNG, LPG, etc., ethanol blending. Hence, option D is correct. Black carbon is produced both naturally and by human activities as a result of the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels, biofuels, and biomass. Primary sources include emissions from diesel engines, cook stoves, wood burning, and forest fires. Next question is, which of the following Indian naval sailing vessel will participate in the 50th edition of 𝐾𝐲 Rio Race 2023? Indian naval sailing vessel Surety, Tarini, Tarasa, or Yamuna? The correct answer is option B, Indian naval sailing vessel Tarini. Indian naval sailing vessel Tarini will participate in the 50th edition of 𝐾𝐲 Rio Race 2023. Hence, option B is correct. This ocean sailing race will be flagged off from Cape Town on 2nd January 2023 and will culminate at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The race is one of the most prestigious transatlantic ocean races. The expedition is being undertaken by the Indian Navy crew of 5 officers, including 2 women officers. Next question is, with reference to Atal Bhujal Yojana, consider the following statements. 1. The scheme is being implemented in all the states of India. 2. It is a central sector scheme aided by World Bank. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B, 2 only. This information was given by the Minister of State for Jal Shakti in a written reply in Rajya Sabha recently. Atal Bhujal Yojana is a central sector scheme of the Government of India aided by the World Bank with an outlay of rupees 6,000 crore. It was launched in 2019, hence statement 2 is correct. It is being implemented with a focus on community participation and demand-side interventions for sustainable groundwater management in identified water-stressed areas. The scheme is being taken up in 7 states, that is Haryana, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Therefore, option B is correct. Next question is, the first ever surety bond insurance was launched for which of the following sectors? Infrastructure, health, education or women? The correct answer is option A, infrastructure. Recently, Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways launched one of India's first ever surety bond insurance product from Bajaj Alliance. It was launched for infrastructure projects, hence option A is correct. For becoming a $5 trillion economy, it is important that infrastructure projects are executed at a faster speed. A surety bond is a legally binding contract entered into by 3 parties, the principal, the obligee and the surety. It is vital to the economic and social growth of India. With this new instrument of surety bonds, the availability of both liquidity and capacity will definitely be boosted. Such products stand to strengthen the sector. Expanding road network will lead to more prosperity, increased employment opportunities, and increased social connectivity. Surety bond insurance will act as a security arrangement for infrastructure projects and will insulate the contractor as well as the principal. Last question is, Operation Vijay is associated with which of the following states or union territory? Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Goa or Puducherry? The correct answer is option C, Goa. Recently, the Prime Minister has greeted the people of Goa on Goa Liberation Day. Goa Liberation Day is celebrated on 19 December every year. On this day in 1961, Operation Vijay against Portuguese forces in Goa was launched. It was carried out with little resistance and an instrument of surrender was signed, leading to Goa's annexation by India. Therefore, option C is correct. The Portuguese colonial presence in Goa began in 1510 when Afonso X defeated the then ruling Bijapur king. Portuguese colonial rule also saw the advent and growth of Christianity in Goa. Now it's time for the practice question. Recently, the Climate Change Performance Index 2023 report was released by which of the following institution? International Monetary Fund, German Watch, World Bank or United Nations Environment Programme? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.